today we are going to be showing you guys how to do an encapsulated nail. I am going to be using Gelx tips from Chon Legend, and these are one of my favorite tips from Prey. I love the apex on them and the little C curve at the bottom, and I am attaching them with this double-sided sticky tape. But first off, what I'm going to do is I am going to flip them upside down, put them on the stand, and then I'm going to prep them. I am using my Band-Aid from OPI to prep them. You could get the prep thing, I forget what it's called, but it's on a Prey as well. You could get that. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want the gel to peel away from the enhancement. So I am going with this, and basically what's in here is alcohol and acetone, and it just helps etch it and make sure that there's something for the gel to grab on. I am going to be using the sensitive gel, but you could use the regular one if you do have it, or if you have any type of thick viscosity gel, I would recommend using like that sticky, tackiest one that you have, because it will hold the flowers in place so much more better if you were using just a basic top coat. Just because some of this stuff that I am going to encapsulate, some flowers are thicker than others, some are on the thinner side, but it just really depends. You guys could find these flowers on Opulence Nail Co., and I'll have it linked down below, so if you guys would like to try that out. But I'm going to go ahead, I was debating whether or not to get a wax pencil or to just use my builder gel, and I decided to get a 3D art brush and the builder gel, and just kind of load my brush with the builder gel so I would be able to pick up the flowers with ease, just because sometimes I do feel like using that other one, since these flowers are more delicate, I do feel like if I did end up using the wax pencil, I do feel like I would crush the flowers and it would cause them to break in half and things like that. So I do want them to keep whole, and doing it with this method, I do find it a lot easier. So I am going to be using my 3D art brush with the builder gel kind of as a wax pencil in a way, and I'm going to be picking up the flowers, and you guys could see how in that last clip I was able to pick up the flowers so easily. So I ended up picking kind of like the colors that I wanted to. I kind of wanted to kind of give like an Encanto vibe, just because my son has been loving that movie. So I wanted to get kind of flowers that replicated the colors in the movie. So any like poppy kind of colors, that's what I was going for. And on one side of it, it is a very vibrant color, and you guys could see on the back of them, it isn't. So when you are going to place them, you're going to kind of want to flip them to the side that you need. And I like to kind of turn the nail around a little bit, just so then I am able to see what it's looking like and things like that. So, and I am just going to go ahead and dab some of that builder gel on there, and then kind of push everything into place, making sure that there is no air bubbles. I know this part might be a little bit tedious, but if you do get air bubbles, you are able to go back and see and kind of just place the gel where it is needed. And I'm going to get this Bumble and Bubble gold foil. You guys could pretty much find this anywhere. Amazon has a very large one that I'll go ahead and link down below. So if you guys are looking to purchase a big jar of it, it will last you forever. Even if you get the small one like how I have here, mine has lasted me years and years. So I don't feel like there's really that big of a need to get such a large jar of it, but if you guys are able to get your hands on a smaller one, I promise you it will last you such a long time. I had a smaller jar than this, like it was like a similar jar to the one that the flowers are in, and I'm not kidding you guys, I barely ended up buying this Bumble and Bubble one because I ran out of that one. But before that, I had that one for years. So no need to buy a humongous one. I ended up getting a really big one of silver, and I got that from Michael's, and they sell it there as well. So definitely, if you guys are looking to save some money, try craft stores and things like that, because you are able to get a gold foil leaf one at Michael's, and I think it's only around like $3 or $4, and it's a pretty big container. But they also do have it on Amazon, and if you are able to get Amazon Prime, I definitely recommend that, because Prime things will come within a day. So now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I do have like a little bit of more of a layer, a good layer on there, just because these are the sculpted tip. So with it being a sculpted tip, you are actually able to make sure that you put enough product under there, and it's not going to thicken the nail at all because you're working from underneath. Now I'm going to get that gold foil, and I'm just going to kind of rip some apart, just because I feel like if I were to get a big piece, it is so hard to take it apart with my brush, so I just rip it with my fingers. Alright, now it is time to top coat the bottom. After you put that builder gel on, it's good to top coat it just because there is a dispersion layer with the top coat, and I do feel like if you were to wipe away the dispersion layer instead of applying a top coat over it, a no wipe top coat to be exact, then you will end up having like some cloudiness. I do feel like when you wipe it down, it doesn't give a nice and clear, clean look. Alright, now I'm just sizing to make sure they are going on the correct nails and making sure that everything is fitting well. And so I only had to put a little bit of gel, not as, I don't know if you guys have seen my videos before of these Charm Legend nail tips, but I do have to use a lot of extend gel to fill in that empty space. And since this I am layering, I don't feel like I have to put as much. So now I'm going to go ahead and get a good amount of it and wipe the base of the brush on there and getting a good amount on there. And I'm going to start my light, and I am going to press them down and put them into the light. Normally you guys would prep before this. I did not prep just because I did want to do the pop-off method, just because I had to do a lot after this. And I like them long, so I would end up kind of bumping them all over the place. But I want to be able to show you guys how to do this method with ease, and you guys can see that since there is still some gaps up at the top, I am still able to cure it just because the light will shine through that. But if there is a ton of flowers at the top, you may have a problem doing that. It might not cure as well and things like that. So just keep that in mind. So that is kind of why I didn't do a full nail of the flowers, because of that reason. But you guys could see what they are looking like. I'm going to go ahead and apply the rest, and you guys could go ahead and watch. Something, I don't know if I mentioned it or I showed in the video, but I did end up doing a top coat underneath all of them just so there wasn't that dispersion layer and it didn't end up leaving like any residue, and making sure that I was having that maximum clear going on. So once I have them to the point where I adhere all of them and they are stuck, they're not lifting up anymore, I am going to go ahead and actually put them into the big lamp. But I am just going to work on this pinky one, put that on, making sure that they are nice and straight. And once I do that, after I am done, I'm going to put them into the big light. I am going to cure longer than normal, but just because some of the flowers, they are covering a part of my nail bed, and I just want to ensure that everything is nice and cured. Alright, so I am going to be putting it into the light for 120 seconds just to make sure that it is nice and adhered to where I need it to be adhered to, and there's no lifting and things like that, just because it will take a little bit longer for the light to penetrate it and things like that and getting underneath, especially since there's basically a shadow where the glue needs to cure. I went ahead and did a top coat off camera. Normally, if I am adding stones, I would add top coat last, just because I do feel like the top coat acts as a prong and it kind of holds them in a little bit. I don't like to top coat over my stones, but I like to top coat around them. The stones I did decide to do last minute, and I kind of wanted to scatter them on there, but I did like the way it looked just putting the two at the top of all the nails. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I am using MONTAGE's glue. And yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll be back with more videos. Bye.